In the previous video, we saw that the AKG tuned earphones that came with Samsung Galaxy S8 and S9 and the white ones included with the S10 are not the same. A lot of people asked if sound-wise there is any comparison between the new and improved S10 earphones and the Samsung Galaxy Buds. Would it be worthwhile upgrade sound and comfort-wise? Well, that is a fair question. So in this video, let us explore these 2 points: comfort and convenience, and sound. Right at the beginning, I'd like to say this is not a head-to-head kind of video. The two objects we are looking at are inherently different, so this video is not about one versus the other. Having said that, let us cover some basics. With relation to sound, an earphone or a headphone, for that matter, can be plugged into a computer or a portable DAC. In my case, there is a dedicated sound card that we shall put to work. However, I cannot do that for a Bluetooth earphone. So, paired with the S10 Plus, what we get is what I'll be using to form my opinion. Also, for gathering some data, I'll be using the Samsung Book. Moving forward, let's cover the easy stuff first, the ergonomics. I'll keep it short and sweet by saying the buds are more comfortable to wear. What are my grounds for saying that? Well, Samsung provided additional ear tips for both, except the buds have additional level of customization with the rings that can be changed as per our preference. I have been saying this for years now, that proper fit makes the foundation for good sound in an in-canal type earphone. The next thing is a little bit unfair to say that the buds don't have cables. Well, of course, what that does is makes a difference in comfort and convenience. I use earphones while commuting to work, standing the whole journey almost every single day. Not having any cables around the shoulder makes a big difference. Point to note is that one object cannot possibly fit every single individual perfectly. Having said that, between the default earphone and the Galaxy Buds, the buds are most certainly more comfortable and convenient. So that is the first question out of the way. Now for the more challenging task of comparing the sound. First of all, in the app there is a dial where we can turn towards more treble or turn towards more bass. I kind of dislike this idea of having to choose one over the other. It says equalizer. So why not just give us the good old equalizer to customize the sound the way we like it? Anyhow, if we dial towards max bass, it most certainly has a lot more bass than the plug-in earphones. At the same time, it's not muddy and it does not drown out the mids either, thankfully. Sure, I would have liked to push the treble up tad a bit more, just to balance it a smidge. As far as sound goes, I got used to the profile in no time. Left it in max bass for 2 reasons. One, this profile is somewhat pleasurable, even for genres like heavy metal. Second thing is, overall experience is less fatiguing. After an hour of listening like this, it was a breeze. No issues with comfort or any kind of soreness whatsoever. Now, in the previous video, people asked for test data. The test setup was rudimentary but good enough to prove a point. Notice the blue line. At the lower end it carries much more power, and near the high end it does not push up. And that is what I felt listening to them too. There is an air of control. Please also note, this test was performed without any bass boost, so there is even more power left in reserve. Now the other 2 lines, what are they? The brown one is the old AKG tuned wired earphones and the grey one is the new one. They are here to answer one central question of this video. Sound-wise, the data shows that there is no room for doubt that the Galaxy Buds are completely different instrument. It's like comparing an orange to a submarine or something like that. And there is another thing that needs mentioning, which relates to the previous video as well. The original Samsung Galaxy S8 and S9 earphones are not the same as that of S10. As mentioned earlier, the S10 earphones produces more bass and can pronounce, qualitatively speaking, the lower end of the bass spectrum a little bit better. Then at around 50 Hz, the two lines pretty much merge. Another thing to note is that the frequency response of the mic ends at around 15K, hence the drop. Regardless, a lot of people showed interest on the bass end, and that information is backed by some measurements now. Some of the things that cannot be easily measured are qualitative. You see, the Galaxy Buds don't just produce more bass or not drown out the mids, etc., etc. The sound profile has its own merits. There are songs that feel like it is being played between my ears, behind the eyes. The whole band is there. The strength of bass reaches the level similar to that of Powerbeats 3 that we looked at earlier, but overall sound from low to high works well together. And it does not appear at any time that the Galaxy Bud is in a race to win something. It just is what it is, kind of sound without any particular stress point. To conclude on the subject of sound, on both quantitative and qualitative grounds, Galaxy Buds are superior to the included AKG earphones, and that with a wide margin. So those are the two questions answered. Now, while you are still here, I'd like to cover some extra info. One downside that comes with any wireless item is that it needs charging. That is one of the reasons why I always carry a wired set of earphones in my bag, always. I personally don't like to go to the petrol station. But if I don't, my car will refuse to move after a while. Can you believe that? Likewise, I charge my phones because I have to. There is a point in saying all this, and that is, lesser thing to take care of makes life simpler. And this is where Samsung has done something nice. The wireless charge sharing. I can easily be sitting at my desk working with the phone wirelessly charging the buds. Originally, a lot of people said that wireless charge share is a gimmick. Except now that there is genuine use for it, I will use it frequently and am of the opinion that more devices will start popping up that can take advantage of this. Another very frequently asked question is that Samsung owns AKG, so are not all AKG product effectively Samsung product, tuned by AKG or not? Well, when Samsung originally mentioned the AKG tuned earphones while announcing the S8, the original AKG factory in Vienna was still in operation, at least for the time, while the earphones were being made in China. So, tuned by AKG was possibly the right play of words, legally speaking. Later in the same year, the Vienna factory was closed down. These days everything is made in China. Also on that note, Samsung owns all these brands too, and this is just one section. There are more. Thanks for watching this video. I hope you have enjoyed it. I have been using the Samsung Galaxy S10 Plus since its release, and I've come across some good points, some neither good nor bad, and one near deal breaker issue with the screen. I'll talk about these things in an upcoming video. Please do join me then. Bye for now.
Yeah.